You want to improve faster, but you don't know how to train alone. You've probably heard a million times that lacrosse is a team sport. And yes, that's 100% true. You need to understand positioning, off-ball movement, and how to play with teammates. But the players who truly stand out are the ones who also know how to train alone. Every player you admire, CJ Kirst, Mikey Sowers, Miles Jones, Trevor Baptiste, Blaze Reardon, they all have one thing in common. They train on their own constantly, making their weaknesses their strengths and their strengths unstoppable. But their secret to making this happen wasn't pure athletic talent. It was solo training that became their secret weapon to get ahead of everyone else. So this video is not just for people who are isolated or don't have a team. It's for serious players who want to elevate their game to the next level. Because if you learn how to train alone, you'll improve way faster than your teammates. And every time you step into practice or a game, people will notice. So this is how you actually train alone and improve faster than everyone else. But first, before you even start training, you need a plan. Grab a piece of paper and write down your full schedule. Mark the days you already have team practice. Because the first mistake players make when they start solo training is not understanding the concept of recovery. Overtraining will not make you better. It will tire you out physically, or worse, burn you out mentally. So be smart about your approach. Let's say you practice with your team 3 times a week. That means 3 other days a week you can train alone. But if it's the off season and you have more time, then you could focus on more solo work. Now let's get into the 5 pillars of solo lacrosse training. First is wall ball. It's the cheat code to becoming elite because it sharpens the most important skill in the game, catching and throwing. Unlike other sports like football, where athleticism plays a huge role in your performance, lacrosse is more similar to hockey, where stick skills can turn you into a wizard. So find a large concrete or brick wall in your neighborhood and practice wall ball. If you don't have a decent wall nearby, look into getting a rebounder, which you can set up in your backyard. I'll include a link in the description for a few rebounders. But here's a simple wall ball routine you can practice. 50 right-handed, 50 left-handed, 20 quick sticks each hand, 20 behind the backs. Focus on accuracy over speed by aiming at the same spot on the wall each time. And the true secret with wall ball is consistency. 10 minutes each day is far better than 1 hour once a week, because the goal is building muscle memory. We want to be like Tom Schreiber, ambidextrous out there, able to catch and throw with both hands without thinking twice. So the beauty of having a wall is you can get better at lacrosse all by yourself. Now the second pillar of solo training is shooting. You don't need a goalie to become a sniper. You just need reps and technique. So find a lacrosse goal at your local high school or practice field. If you can't find one, pick up a goal online. I'll include a link below for some good options. But this is where you can improve your shot. And I don't care if you play attack, midi, or even defense. Everyone can work on their shot. If they get the ball in the offensive end of the field, you better be ready to go. So here's a simple shooting routine. 30 time and room shots, 30 shots on the run, 10 behind the backs or trick shots, just to keep it fun. And once you're done, repeat that again with the opposite hand. But when practicing your shot, don't worry too much about accuracy. Focus on footwork, balance, and your shot mechanics. Set up a phone on a tripod and record yourself to watch your technique. Now the third pillar of solo training is dodging, because if you can't beat a cone, you can't beat a defender. So grab some cones or an agility ladder and set them up outside. Mikey Sowers is the best dodger in the world, but how does he develop his lightning quick speed? By practicing footwork. There are dozens of clips floating around of Mikey Sowers working on his footwork by himself, with no defenders, no pads, just practice. And notice how he's always carrying his lacrosse stick in his hands throughout each drill to simulate the in-game experience. So make sure you hold onto your stick no matter what drill you're doing. And defenders can do this as well, just with their own footwork drills, simulating how they would guard an attackman and focusing on their footwork. And again, it's valuable to film yourself doing this. Because you're training alone, there isn't a coach available to tell you if your technique looks whack. So film yourself and watch it back later that night. Now the fourth pillar of solo training is conditioning. If you tried everything in the world and you cannot find a wall for wall ball, a lacrosse goal, or even a field to practice your footwork, then you should go all in on your conditioning, because there's nothing more valuable to a team than a guy who never gets tired. Now the first thing you want to do is build up your aerobic base, because lacrosse is an up and down game. The tempo is fast then slow. You're on the field, then you're off the field. You have the ball, then you lose the ball. which means you want to simulate this dynamic with tempo runs. Jog 80 yards, sprint 20 yards, repeat for 15 minutes. Another option is zone 2 cardio. Go for a slow jog for 30 minutes while cradling your lacrosse stick. That can be one day of conditioning training, and day 2 can focus on sprints. A 10-yard sprint 5 times, 20-yard sprint, 40-yard sprint with a minute of rest between each rep. And day 3 can focus on unconventional cardio workouts like hill sprints or sled pushes. Conditioning, especially in field lacrosse, is an underrated aspect of the game. You may not be able to tell from watching on TV, but D1 lacrosse players are in insane shape. They train strength and conditioning all off-season to prepare. So if you are doing this on your own time, I can guarantee you'll be one of the best players on the field when the fourth quarter rolls around and everyone is gassed. And the final pillar of solo training is stick tricks and creativity. Becoming a stick trick savant can make you an animal at lacrosse. Just ask Matt Gibson, Mikey Powell, or Paul Rabel, because stick tricks build hand-eye coordination and just make you feel smooth with the stick. Here's Matt Gibson doing a super cool stick trick drill all by himself. Another popular stick trick is catching the ball on your sidewall, and one of my favorites is a simple stick flip. And then when you want to be as good as Ryder Garnsey, you put it all together. Creativity makes you unpredictable, which makes you unguardable. Even 5 minutes a day of this stuff helps your confidence in tight spots. So don't forget your stick tricks. But before you go out and practice, I want to leave you with a quick reminder. If you're still watching this right now, you're not like the 90% of players who clicked away after the first minute. You're still here, you're still hungry, and that already puts you in the top 10%. So comment 10% club below to show me who made it to the end of this video, and so I can keep an eye on you to see if you make it to the PLL one day. You deserve to reach your dreams. You're not wasting your time scrolling, you're looking for ways to improve, to level up, and to become the best version of yourself. But remember, this game wasn't meant to be played in isolation. So after training alone, find a friend or a teammate to play with you. Play loose and have fun. And when you're ready, practice some one-on-ones, because this video will show you how to win any one-on-one in lacrosse, so you can embarrass your defender and leave them in the dust. And hey, if you play defense, you should watch this too, so you can prepare for what's coming. So click this next video, because this one is over.